Peace, my people. I'm here tonight in the spirit of consistency. I'm here just to say what's up and to bring a few things that I've been thinking about over the week. This week was a really hard week for me, from reorganization, thinking about who should be a part of my walk, um, talking to my mentors all week, not feeling the best physically, but we are here on Friday. Let's see. Since I'm here by myself, just wanted to talk to you guys about a few things that's come up here. Um, let's see the name Sistars. So over the week, I got a few phone calls in regards to that name, Sistars. We have our sisters, the Eastern Stars, that have a bit of a problem with us utilizing a word that they call themselves. At first, I was a little like, should I just go ahead and trademark this name real quick and just, you know, not care about stepping on anybody? But after speaking to my mentors, I thought through it. Thought maybe in the spirit of not of sisterhood that wouldn't be the correct way to go. So we're definitely going to be changing that name Sistar, just so we're not offending anybody. We need everybody on board for the mission in which we're trying to complete, and that's just to make us better and to heal us. Um, a little bit of transparency, like I said earlier. Had a pretty difficult week. You see that I'm here alone today, recording from my home. I plan to keep this movement going no matter who's on it because it's a personal mission of mine. Um, when I moved here back in September or August, I was speaking with a few people in regards to starting a podcast of my own. Um, I wanted to do that wholeheartedly just to bring content to my sisters and to the people that need it. Like I just feel like we should be bringing information, any information that we have, towards to the forefront. So again, in the spirit of that, thanks, Monique. I appreciate your support. Hopefully, I can get you here to be a part of this movement because I realize that allies are one thing, but your friends, people that you've known for years, are another thing. Um, and I just realized I can't trust everybody, and sometimes this road has to be walked alone. And I'm okay with that, with my friends and my people um, being on my side. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to everybody that's given me the encouragement to continue this movement, regardless of the naysayers. Um, and as you can see, like I said, I'm by myself. So something went wrong with the sisterhood, right? So we could talk about that at a later date, but we really do need to start understanding why we can't work with one another. Personally, I can't deal with energies that aren't aligned. I've just come way too far to deal with people dealing in their lower selves. Um, People dealing in their lower selves. I'm just a little, I don't know. My godmom would tell me that you just can't take everybody on the mission with you, and which is totally understandable. Um, I don't know though. Why can't we work together? Like, why can't we work together? Why can't we find solid ground um, without somebody hating on what position somebody else is taking or what have you? Monique says, misunderstandings, misinterpretations, just missing one another's true intent, perhaps. I would agree with that, Monique. Um, Definitely when something hasn't been stated like point blank, right? Like we haven't actually had a true conversation about what our mission are, or even had the long conversations like, for instance, like you and I, because we've built a friendship over years, so we're probably on the same line about a lot of things, but not on the same line about other things, right? which is fine. But because we have one mission, it should be able to work out. But sometimes that just doesn't happen. Um, I have no idea why, honestly. Like, but it is what it is. There's no hate. There's no animosity. I'm still here to just do the work and put the content out, the information out, keeping the information available to us if we need it. Again, I don't feel like we have to be friends, um, as long as we're handling the mission at hand. Gosh. But how did we get here? Who put us in this position as Black women to always be fighting against one another? Is it a old time issue, as far as like, back in the slavery times, colorism, pitting women against women? Is it feminism? Because we know that the feminism movement wasn't really created for the Black woman. It was created for the white woman to have protection underneath her husband. Um, what is it? Why can't we get along? I really want to start to understand exactly what it is about Black women and how we're able to shun one another, or, fight like we're all in a competition. I mean, I suppose, isn't it a competition nowadays? Everybody's fighting for something, a man, a food, a job. Is that an American way? Um, I wish we all could just get along and be able to be in spaces without offending one another. Um, Recently, I got my little group, which this is kind of something that had me reevaluate what's going on. I got 86 from a restaurant after I had my name on the reservations, and one of my really good sisters had her name on the reservations. We got 86 from the restaurant because of Black women being Black women. And I get it. I totally understand that we have this internal energy that we feel like we just have to like get out. And the first person that we're able to blow up on, we do. But we need to start reevaluating how we want to be looked at in public all the time, every single point. I was asked a question: do you have the story where you had a conflict with a sister and overcame it? Yeah, I do, but those are with my friends, and I realize that I'm not quite sure how to do that with new acquaintances. My best friends, we have um we're able to have conversations about anything and everything, even when we're in discontent. I'm able to be told when I'm wrong. I'm able to have a conversation, but um what we don't do is that we don't come at each other aggressively. We come at each other with understanding. um we come at each other with an open heart, that this person isn't really trying to um hurt me per se, but they're going to put me in line and put me in check to what I'm doing, right or wrong, right? um I think that's where it comes in, is accountability for your friends, because I know that my friends won't let me walk crooked in this world. Monique says we do not need to fix that muscle at everybody's. We do not need to flex that muscle at everybody at times. You're right. It's just like, why do we have the angry Black woman syndrome? Where does that come from? Why are we always so bitter and bitchy? And honestly, I was told that it's PTSD from my doctor. I would encourage everybody else to go and have a talk about why we have this. But they're definitely saying that it's trauma response, an internal DNA trauma response. Like, and it makes sense though, right? Because if we think about just the way that we've always been pitted against one another, we've always had we had these issues. Then they created these issues, and now look what they perpetuated into today. So that where we as Black women can't even congratulate Black women, or we can't even just get along, or even have compassion for one another. Um, And again, that was my mission statement here all along, was to have compassion for one another and to create a space to where we can um, come together with our resources. Because you're still disconcerted, a new person character and energy to see if you're aligned with another person. True, true. And maybe that's my fault for jumping into bed with people that I don't really know. And that's fair. I probably should have built my team around people that understood what my personal mission was, that has seen my walk and has supported my walk throughout the last, however old I am. Breaking the cycle. We have to break the cycle by having the conversations. Here, we're having the conversation. We're having the conversation. Stop hating on other Black women. Please. It's not necessary. Not at all. You will never see me go around hating on another woman. It's counterproductive to the process and to the program. We need to really just start to come together, especially in the Pacific Northwest, when they say that there's less than 20% of Black people that identify as being Black. That's that's a little bit of us. That means that we really, if we want things to change in our areas, we have to band together and just common goals for such as voting. Common goals. If we want to support one another's events, let's do that because that's necessary. That's how we elevate people. But we're not here to ever de-elevate anybody, ever, because that's breaking. That's part of that cycle that needs to be broken. Um, Again, I just wanted to come on here and have this candid conversation with you guys and be a little transparent about what it is that we're doing. We do. We do. Our expectations for engaging with one another definitely does go unstated. Um, maybe it's organization skills that Black people just don't have because like, this is seeming to be an issue. But I'm here to learn. There's just too much discord and disorganization when it comes to Black people doing anything together, and that is absurd, especially when we live in a country that is against everything that we do and perpetuates and sets up systems and institutions that are not for us. Oh my God. We really do need to come together, get it together, and come up with a plan of action to where we can continue to support each other. Again, Sisters in Power is no longer my channel. This will be renamed. I do need a new name for this mission that we're on to heal Black Americans, Black female Americans, because we get put on the bottom of the totem pole too often. And I'm tired of living at the bottom of the totem pole. So we definitely need a new title for this show. I plan to keep the content pretty much the same. Um, I'm working on a really good team of people that know me personally. Um, I don't know. We are going to make it through though. By any means necessary because it has to happen. It has to happen. This week was, like I said, was one of the really tense week. I had to literally go into seclusion in order to figure out what my next step was. And man, it was hard. I reached out to my mentors. My mentors reached out to me, giving me encouragement, reminding me what my personal mission is in here in this life and in this work. And just knowing that not everybody is going to be able to be brought along on the journey, and that's okay. And I'm okay with that as long as I put out goodness and positiveness, and I'm not stepping on anybody. I will never step on another sister at all. Um, so I don't know. I'm ready to keep it pushing. Like I said, I'll still be doing interviews, panel discussions on all the topics that I had came up with prior. This week was supposed to be about ethnocentricism, and that's basically is Black Power wrong? Are we wrong for even saying Black Power or being overly conscious about our own culture? Is it saying that our own culture is better than anybody else's? Is that right, wrong, or right? I really felt really um confused, if you will, about that, because there's so many lights I want to say, because all science says that we are the first ones. So would we not be superior to others? But is that right? Because we don't like it when other races feel like they're superior over us. So we'll have that conversation another day. Indeed, I'll definitely set up the panel for that, because that's a conversation we need to have. Too many people are flying around the red, black, and green flag, and too many people are becoming woke, but out without doing the work, and it's necessary. So again, the mission here is to keep this network strong, keep keep the network strong, keep pushing and building towards good and things, keep supporting one another in our adventures. If we see each other in the community, it'd be great to support each other. Um, Thank you, Monique. I am humbly grateful that I have the support system that I do. All my sisters out there, I am so appreciative. All my brothers out there, I'm so appreciative that you guys woke me up this morning and told me to get on my A game, and make sure that this mission did not fall. So I'm humbly grateful to be your host. We will come up with a new name before next week, so stay tuned. Um, and our mission statement is going to stay the same. We're here to make sure that we get it together. That the support system is here. We ain't got to be friends, but if you got something going on, let me know. And I would definitely try to support, try to get other people out there to support you. Um, let's dismantle this. Monique, would you like to call the show? Monique wants to call this dismantling the system. I told her it was a little too harsh. We don't want, do you want to call the show, love? Um, we don't, we want to dismantle the systems, but we kind of like gotta reimagine them, redesign them, do the things opposite. But then again, opposite is wrong, because everything in America is going opposite now. So I don't know if doing the opposite is right. Should we go back to tradition? That sounds about right. Um, oh, just disrupt. Did I not say that? Disrupt. Yeah, join. If you want to join, join. Join. I don't know how to get her that. um, but it would be pretty cool. It says I have to talk. Text it to me. Not on here though. Um, do you want to join, Monique? Please say yes or no before I go through the antics of having you join this show. It'd be nice to hear what you have to say though today in relationships to what we're speaking on, the sisterhood, and how we're able to. Sure, audio would be just fine, beautiful. Let me get this to you really quick. I apologize. Give me 2 seconds, my audience. So we can get this sister on here, because she has always a lot to say, and I've been friends with her for quite some time. And she's seen my journey from me taking my shahada to what you see today. And if one of my sisters that says that they're proud of me, I am. We definitely might as well hear what she got to say. Um, does the audience have any ideas or any suggestions about what we should talk about? I'm really open to topics. I'm really open to having people join the panels, and when we have our panels. I think my friend Monique is coming on, at least via audio. Give her a couple minutes and a couple questions thereafter. Um, if you are doing anything artsy or a part of any arts and crafts or anything like that, let us know. We would love to come and support you. If you're doing anything with the babies, we would love to come and support you. So make sure that you know. I'm still personally running my sister Facebook page. So please link up with me there. Find me on Facebook. I will have a new email address for you guys sooner than later. We're going to push this program through. Um, while I wait for my friend, I just want to take a moment, just kind of just relax, and again reiterate just how difficult this week was for me. Um, this mission is bigger than me. Um, it's bigger than you. It's about saving and creating resources for us. Um, I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough that we really need to get it together. I almost call quits to this whole entire thought idea process just because of discontentment um, between others, between sisters again. And man, it's never my intentions. That is not my intention to ever have discord with any Black woman. So you have my phone number. If anybody has anything that they want to discuss, please give me a call. It's not a problem. Um, I can't be more show more gratitude towards the people that's gotten me here to where I am today. Um, without my mentors, without those seeing my strives to make a better place for us, I don't know what I would be. So again, I am grateful, so grateful that for all the calls this week. I'm grateful, Marwan, for waking me up this morning and being like, "What we doing?" I'm grateful for keeping me on my p's and q's, keeping me on this mission. Um, without without positive thought and me just continuously pushing forward and having people in my ear, this wouldn't be. So make sure that you always feed back into yourself and know what your mission is in life and don't let nobody take you off of that, no matter what their mission is. And again, we can't take everybody with us, and that's okay. I'm truly learning that today. I'm truly learning that this week that we just really can't take everybody with us. And those that are meant to be there will be there. And the road is shining clear and bright. My path, I could see it. So I'm good. I just want to continue to make sure that we help. I think Monique is here. Monique Alexander.
Woo! It's an honor to be here today, y'all. How
Everybody's,
are you, honey?
I'm excellent, beautiful. How are
You
you?
are. You look wonderful. You are doing it. You are doing it. I'm so proud of you.
I'm pure gratitude. Without you, sis, without you pouring into me and making me remember what my purpose is,
Oh,
this
yes.
wouldn't be. I wouldn't be
Yes.
sitting here in my living
I
room
know.
having this conversation.
Right. It's
All
been
week
years.
you've been on the phone. All week
Yes.
you've been reminding me of my mission and my purpose in life without getting teary eyed.
Uh,
I show so much gratitude. So I'm grateful that you're here this evening and you want to talk to a sister. What's on your
I
mind?
am. I
Let's talk
am
about
here. I am here to support my sister in this work. You have been talking about this for years. Like, that's all I know, years. We've been talking about it before it was even a thing. Like, how is it gonna, what am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm gonna do something, but I want a podcast. It was like 5, 6, it was years ago. I'm like,
it.
okay, say when, let me know. Keep me posted.
Bless you.
Turned
Right,
into, when's the date? What's it called?
right.
Okay.
And what's funny about that is that I always thought that I needed this heavy team, this heavy lifting to help me. And then this week I realized, just with conversations and going into isolation, that really, if it's your idea, run with it.
That's it.
All right. Don't let anybody else hold you back from your mission and your ideas about how you want to
Nope.
run life, see life.
Nor
Um,
approval. You don't need, not to say we need each other. We do need support. We do need team, but it's not the same as the sense of needing a hand holder or needing someone to do it for you or confirm that your idea is on point, like any of that. It's,
right,
this is you. It's your baby. It's your brainchild. It's something that you've been dreaming of doing and sharing and bringing the community together for many years. And
right.
It's
When
not
I tell
mine.
you, I didn't think that it was either. I thought that I was gonna shy away from the camera, but until last year when I came out here and I spoke with my daughter's godmother, and she was talking about the radio show that the radio station that she is a part of, and I was just so giddy, and I've been trying to get on this radio station for so long, like bugging,
Yeah, I
bugging.
remember.
And hopefully that has come all the way to fruition, and this is part of that project too. So hopefully we'll be not hopefully we will be on that radio show. We will be on that radio station. This will be on that radio station. I'm claiming it now. Um,
Let's
we
go.
can bring this content to everybody that needs just healing and the interviews. I just want to open my world
Yes,
to other people, and I don't have to do that physically.
correct. I was just thinking you want to lead the conversation. You have a lot of important things that you want to say. You want to bring people together. The issue that just took place is tantamount. It speaks to the exact issue of why this is so important. How quickly you can have misconstrued ideas or energies that just can shift if there's not a clear understanding and an agreement to the mission, the goal, who does what, and if everyone is vying for a same, I don't want to say spot, but there was something talked about in the last show about there's only room in here for one of us. There was something along those lines where we talked about there was only space in here for one brown girl. There's only space. They only got one position for one of us. And I'm trying to get that particular spot,
Yeah, right.
and if you don't share that same point of view, or if you don't feel like that, you'll miss it. You won't even understand that that's the point. That's the place where somebody is coming from. So, and when you said the colorism, I'm like, look at me and you. We're complete opposites. That ain't it. That's
Well,
not
yeah,
it.
but no, I wondered sometimes why I
But
don't
it's
have
still a thing.
I don't have that problem because that's not how I grew up. I didn't grow
Mm-hmm.
up necessarily called the ugly duckling. I wasn't while I was the one that was shunned, I didn't have that problem because
Mm-hmm.
it was poured into me that I was a beautiful black woman or a beautiful black
Mm-hmm.
child, right? And then I looked at the people around me. I'm like, oh, my mom is nice. My aunt, my grandmother, we're all, it's all decent looking people. Um, I say that to say that I didn't grow up like that, and maybe it's because I grew up in Washington. Um,
Could be. It's a little
that
different.
Right. I've been around all cultures, all internationalities,
It's a
all
little
my
different.
life. Did I ever have a problem with a light skinned girl and her long, pretty hair? Maybe but
If she had a stank attitude that went along with it, probably.
right. If you thought you were superior than me, then
Oh
there was
yes.
probably a problem,
Oh
right?
yes.
But
Oh yes.
I've had mixed friends all my life.
Exactly.
Like
So
I've had friends of all nationalities all my life. Like I grew up around Pacific Islanders. I grew
right.
up around
Same.
Laos. I grew up around, black folks, strong black women.
Yep.
Um,
When
even
you're
though
centered in yourself, it's not an issue when you are centered, but it really is an issue. It's an issue that if you're privy to be oblivious to it, it still exists. And those are the energies that are so prevalent that when you don't exist there, you really can miss. You can miss those things. And it's like, it's hurtful. It's disheartening, So, but we're here, and that's why. That all of these things are why we're here. These conversations are so important.
for me, remember I used to be very red, black, and green.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
and I know a lot of people are against this, but I took the DNA test. And I told a
Mhm.
lot of people that when I got that DNA test back and it
You
showed
was
that
like
I had some Caucasian in my blood.
you was like that white man that was on the show when he found out he was African.
Right, right. But it really relaxed. It didn't get rid of, but it relaxed my idea about what race is.
Yep.
And now I see it in a totally different light. Like I see it differently.
Yep.
while my skin color still shows and my social economic standards and status still shows who I am.
Absolutely.
But I just don't have those color issues, those colorism issues anymore. I kind of like relaxed them and got rid of them. Even my Caucasian friends would be like, "Oh, you're not spilling all that white hate anymore." No, it's not necessary. It didn't do anything for the eye.
There you go.
It didn't clear up nothing in here. Matter of fact, it created more hate
It sure does.
and more
It sure
discontent,
does.
more
Yep.
black woman bitch issues.
Yes, it
Because
does.
when I got rid of that,
Hostility. Yep.
right? When I got rid of that, my life really just kind of eased. Like I
Yep.
don't have the same issues that we. I see the systems and the structures for what the fuck they are.
Yep. You become a little more human when you remove some of those ego barriers because that's really all they are.
Right. And that's
It's the
exactly why I
pound
was
on your chest when you really feel insecure type of issues, you know.
back.
So,
Back. That's why I wanted to talk about ethnocentricism.
mhm.
Because how I came through it, you know what I mean? How I was able to relax my red, black, and green and not be, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, I just
It's deep, and you know, it's a whole nother topic for me being multiracial,
right.
multi, whatever you want to call it. So it's like I got, I don't know how many flags I would have. So
Probably 10 like me because they say I'm everything.
when I was
Everything.
5 years old, entering kindergarten in the Pacific Northwest, my mother, a white woman who was raised by black women, got down at eye level and told me, "You, you go in that school, you are a black girl. Do you understand? And you don't let them tell you anything different."
Facts.
Um, okay, white lady.
Right.
Whatever you say.
Right. You know what? And it's so crazy because I know you and I both. I came here in the fifth grade. I mean, the first kindergarten as well. I started school early because I came from California, so I was always a year ahead of my class here. So I was always the youngest in my class. And I hear so many people talk about how they experience racism in the classroom, but I don't remember that, Mo. I remember teachers literally taking care of me because I was the youngest person in the class. Try to
That's
make sure that I stay up to par. These are white teachers in Bremerton.
but don't you see that even n- people with good energy sense good people with good energy regardless of your race. That human factor really transcends this idea of race.
Right.
Really, like you said, it really is a construct
Yeah.
because good people know good people when you remove the ego. That's
Right.
just that's fine. That's where I'm at. And that's why I'm able to support you in this work.
Well, I appreciate it, honey. I need my supporters for sure. I need you to keep me on my P's and Q's and make sure that I know what my mission is because, sometimes it gets a little daunting and discouraging. Because I'm not the type of person that likes to have a target on my back, but my mentor said you can't change that now. No, it's so hard for me to be the enemy. Because I'm always just trying to spew love and show love and concern for us. But so when a target comes after me and I'm just like I feel that tag, I get a little saddened because I'm
It,
like,
it is.
dang.
It is, especially if you don't operate from a place like that. And
Right,
so it
exactly.
leaves you a little confused. It leaves you, trying to understand. And then you get to a point where you're like, you know what? It just is what it is. But
Right.
you still are working on this mission and you have a goal to reach people with a certain message and bring people together ultimately.
Yeah.
So
And let me
yeah,
state my goal, my mission now is just to bring thought provoking ideas, conversations for us to consider. Maybe we have a better way of doing things. Maybe there's a different way of walking. Not, maybe there's a different way of eating that we all need to share so we could just have longevity. And that longevity doesn't just live with us, it lives with our children, our grandchildren, their children. Um, and that's what I hope to do is just build something that is going to be long lasting for, and even if that's just ideas, even if that's just, changing a crook in your walk. Thought provoking topics, thought provoking ideas, thought provoking conversations. Is there any titles other than that mode that you came up with that you would like to see this called, considering that you know me best?
It's gonna take me a minute because I'm stuck on. You said I said dismantle. I said disrupt, and I'm
Oh,
still.
well,
I participated in Black Maternal Health, the sixth annual conference this morning, and
right.
the panelists were a bunch of disruptors, and that's just the word of the day.
Tell us
So
about it. Tell us about it. Tell us about
I
it.
hope to get back with you
Yes,
tomorrow
no, let
about.
me say this because isn't it like I've been shocked by the fact that so many Black women are dying in childbirth?
Oh yes.
Was that
Oh,
happening when we were
we
giving babies?
stop having babies in their hospitals. They are not for us. That's a whole show. That is a whole show.
Well,
Um,
definitely needs to
so
have
the Black maternal health, and I can't even give you numbers right now off the top of my head, but it is astronomical what is happening to Black women
was
in
that happening in
medical.
because I don't remember. Maybe the age of information wasn't as great as it is today,
It's
but I don't remember us having this issue when we were in our
there.
childbearing
There
stage.
has been an increased um, reduction in care, but the model is still based on the idea historically that Black women do not feel pain the same way that white women do. So, oh
What?
yeah, it goes deep. It goes really, really deep. So, the lack of responsiveness to a woman's cries for help or reports of something feeling awry, um, just all of it. Comfort measures taken during labor and delivery. I mean, and this transcends to all different health issues, not just birth, but it's such a big deal in the mortality rates in Black mothers. It's just it's literally a international outrage right now
What do
in
you
this.
think your mission is? What is the
Hmm?
mission for not giving Black women health care? Adequate health care at that.
I cannot help but go back to slavery. I can't see anything else except the connection between slavery to eugenics, Planned Parenthood. The look, we birth easier. Um, our fertility rates are higher. Nursing staff are predominantly not Black. I'm just going to say that. So then you have different factors that go into that. You have jealousy. You have women who can't conceive and have children as easy. So they're like, you poor Black, you don't even deserve to have these babies. Why should I be caring for
Mm,
you? I'm infertile. Like, people don't
right.
understand for issues of these people who are providing care and what the real matters are. So I'm
What's
on
the
a camp.
solution? Us handling us or what?
Yes, ma'am. So right now the Black maternal health is a really, really big thing in our country at this time, like nationwide. I'm willing to do a segment on that another time
Indeed.
if
I
you
will
want
set that
to.
up.
Yeah, so the doula midwifery birth work.
Okay. All right.
For that's that for us by us.
Where's bias out?
For,
Yeah. Where's bias? For
that's
sure.
it.
But does that really work? Because is that another
Yes,
like
it does.
ecosystem idea?
It is. The end of segregation was the beginning, the added to our downfall, in my opinion. I really don't, don't go there because now you have us trying to earn those predominantly Black spaces back. And
Right.
it's not a ist. It doesn't have to be the ism. It just is. We are comfortable in our spaces with one another because we know ourselves for the most part. So I had a Black woman present for my home birth. And even though she wasn't the actual midwife, um,
Yeah.
I looked for the sound of her voice during
Right.
her. The way she spoke to me and just her tone was comforting to me.
Right.
The white lady who was there was the actual midwife. She was sweet and soft, and it just didn't resonate with my spirit.
Right. Right. So we need
So
people advocating
I
for
needed
more.
the lady in the room talking about, girl, we don't have time for that. You got to get this baby out now.
What?
Okay?
And that causes all kind of problems when they force you to have a baby.
Look, the sister told me, because I was like, I can't do this no more. Okay, I'm gonna die. Okay, like the sister had to be like, grab me by the shoulders and like, look, listen, this is what you about to do. So you need to cut it out. We don't
Right.
have time for that right now. And the other lady is so, come on, it's gonna be okay. I'm like, that parenties. She tried the parenties on me, girl. I'm like, that baby ain't never coming out.
Oh, that's so funny. I have a similar story. That reminds me of a similar story when I was giving birth to my son. And I'm sitting there cussing, and the white nurse is being like all calming. And, then my black doctor comes in and he was like, you need to stop all that cussing and push this baby.
See? So you see exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's because of the familiarity that I had.
There,
Um,
so it is important. It is.
right. It is.
Every black woman should have a doula. Every black woman should have access to a midwife and should have the ability to bring our children into this world in peace, in quiet, solidarity, surrounded by people that love them rather than machines, and treat it like a science experiment.
And
We
that's what we've been for them as their
taking,
science experiments.
yeah, the black women are taking birth back, taking our bodies back. So it's all of this,
Good.
taking the children back from the $10 an hour childcare centers. Like, this is a whole, this a discussion.
Counterproductive.
This is where we are.
Systems are counterproductive.
Yep.
I was talking to my executive producer earlier about the music, and how I know. I First and foremost, I do want to have another conversation about the birthing rates and the death
Yeah,
rates,
I would love to.
rates of Black women in America during childbirth.
Yeah.
I think this is absurd.
Oh,
But that coupled with ethocentrism, I just again, it's that fine line. Like, are we
yep.
supposed to be pro-Black? Are we supposed to only have our
It's
own?
it's it's reaching our people a certain way, and I do struggle with that as well. I admit, because it's not okay for them, non-black, or now they use BIPOC. You know,
I don't like that word.
I don't like it neither, but it's what it is now.
But
So we
why don't
have,
you like the word mo? I'm sorry. Why don't you like that?
okay, um, because it's a way to lump everyone together when our issues are not all equal. I don't it's difficult. They lump us with the LGBTQ. We're it's a
Facts.
really interesting,
We
it's
don't
just
get no
really
shine.
interesting.
We don't get no shine. They can't say nothing Black American. We have to
Girl,
be on the tail end of other folks. Why? Because
I'm really
here has it has
rooting.
you
That's why
co-opted.
I'm like, I'm rooting for humans. I'm really trying to root for good humans, I swear, because it's it's really difficult. But yeah, these are the topics. This is all of it. Where we are. We're talking about the world we live in today,
The world we live
and
in.
what's
Definitely.
important. What do you value? Where are you trying to make change? You know.
Right.
So
Right. And everybody has their individual mission, and I'm grateful for yours. Help our women, our young girls understand the value of their bodies and the value of giving childbirth, and
yes,
to be wary and make sure that they have an advocate in the room at all
yes,
times.
yes,
Even
absolutely.
if it's
That's
your mom
all it
you
is.
don't like,
That's it.
just make sure you have somebody
That's
in
it.
that room when you're giving birth that's going
Yes,
to advocate for you.
because because you'll get to a point where I don't care, just get it out of me.
Sure
And they
will.
will
And they
by
will.
any means necessary,
Right.
and at your expense and at your pain.
And that's your life.
And hopefully not at your expense of your life.
Right. That's what we're trying to
So that's where we are. And so yes, that's a really big issue for me. And everybody may not know, but I have birthed 9. And this is about giving back to the community, starting with my own daughters,
Mhm.
teaching them the way. Why do you want to have a baby? So you could dress it up? Are you ready to, are you really, you want a baby for what?
Right.
You're
Right.
ready.
Have
You're
conversations. Right.
There's enough of you to go around that you can now pour all of what you've got into a new human to grow them into a worthwhile person in the world.
Mhm.
Like those are the types of conversations I got to catch. 16, 17, 18-year-old girls who think they want a baby.
It's so funny because again, me and my executive producer were talking today, just about my story and how many people actually made sure that my walk, well,
Yes.
at least I knew what the path was and which would get me out of
Yep.
poverty, if it
Yep.
will. Even if that's just education and going
They
into more poverty to get the education, but
get
you
back.
feel what
Get
I'm
back
saying?
on the
Like,
horse. Every
they
time you
definitely
fall off.
said, so if you don't want to be here,
Yes,
take your
ma'am.
butt to school. Stay in school. So it takes a village to make
Yes.
sure that that our kids and our girls are walking in a path of necessarily righteousness, but rightness, you
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
and rightness. Well, I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you for
Likewise, honey.
a few minutes with me.
I am excited for this journey and walk, and I support you. Like I understand. I this is your thing, girl. I don't want to be on no radio, but
My
here I am.
my mission is just to make sure that people understand what the structures and the
Yes.
institutions are. Just
Yep.
start thinking of ways to change their ideologies and how they work. And I'm not the expert, but I will bring people on that we can have this conversation and come up with real
Absolutely.
solutions. Although I call myself the solutionary, I don't have all the solutions. I have my little pinhole of solutions that's going to help for myself, but I
Do
don't
the
have.
digging to find them. You could
Well, we have
always
to find
do.
them.
Yep. Do the digging to find them and find those who do have the solutions and bring those people together.
Exactly my point.
Yep.
Exactly my
I
point.
love you, dear.
Until
I'm
next week.
proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll see you later, but I'll see you guys all next week. Thank you. And this is Princess Camilla. She's introducing herself to the world today. It's her debut.
Hey, Lady K. We love you too, sister. I'll see you guys sometime in a little while.
All right.
I love
Bye.
you.
Hey,
Ciao.
everybody.
Okay. Blessed be for friends. I'll definitely bring on more of my friends just so you guys can have a better understanding of I am. I think that that's the best representation of the people that's been around you, the people that you've had in-depth conversations with. I with Monique, I was going to open up a Islamic when I first took my Shahada, which is becoming Muslim, the prayer that you do to become Muslim, if you will. I She was the first sister um, that I met, and she showed me how to do wudu at the masjid. She showed me how to pray in the masjid. But I wanted to open up an Islamic bookstore, a nonprofit Islamic bookstore in the Bay Area, and she was definitely on my board. And I remember calling her and talking about it, and I did not get the support from the Islamic community that I thought that I was going to get, so it kind of just went by the wayside. Some things, as an African American, other people really do shun on them, but we won't let them do that anymore. No, not at all. Nobody will shun on the mission. With that said, thank you for staying around for the last 15 minutes with me. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm glad that I was able to come on and give some content to you guys tonight and have a conversation and be a little bit of show a little bit of transparency. But we're here to do the work. We're here to just figure out ways that we could be better as individuals, as a society, as a community. I just feel like we need each other in whatever little bit of capacity that is, even if it's just a self love quote or a self love reaffirmation. So let me remind you guys that I love all of you guys and thank you for tuning in. See y'all next week.